Hello and welcome to Wikipedia Weekly Network here, where Albin Larsson and I, Jan Ainali, are editing Wikidata live. How are you doing, Albin?
I'm doing great. I usually comment on the weather, so I should give an update today as well. We had snow, so
Oh,
it's a bit of a winter wonderland here. It's not a lot, but
yes,
it's still snow. How
yes,
are
that
you, Jan?
counts. I'm good, and it was a really cold day here as well. I was biking to the central station this morning to go to WikiCon NL, and I only had a sweatshirt on, and it was really, really cold because I thought it was gonna be like 13, but I think it was 3 degrees. So a little bit too cold for just a sweatshirt.
Right.
Yeah. What do you have in your plans for today?
I saw this ticket on a open source project which investigated using Wikidata for podcast discovery. And I
Mm.
thought I would take a stab at it and just try to make queries for them to get it started.
Ah, really nice. And
Yeah.
that would be probably nice because I think there's something like a Wiki Project podcast, so you can share your results there.
Right. Indeed. And
Awesome.
you, Jan?
I was thinking it's the end. We're coming to the end of COP27 this weekend, I guess. Or yeah, hopefully they'll be done today. I think
Yeah.
that's. Uh, so I was gonna go back into editing that item and then do some rabbit hole editing, see where we end up. That's
Right.
that's my plan. And see if I forgot about this. Let's turn on this one. A little listen to Wikipedia background music. You let me know if it's too loud for you. But I think I've turned it down quite a lot. This is the main item about COP27, or the official name 2022 United Nations Climate Change Conference. I think it's a little bit odd because the COP is also a conference of parties. So perhaps that should be in the aliases. Oh, interesting. Now I got this one as well, even though I had this loaded for a long time. I think there's a bug reported for this, but I haven't been reliably triggering this, because this could be some other type of script who couldn't load properly that is sort of blocking it.
Oh.
Yeah. Either way, we'll go here, and as we saw last week, we can separate with pipes here to add more aliases. I'll go with conferences of parties. Is it parties? Now I am unsure. I want to go back. Let me see. Bet it says in the Wikipedia article. Also has it as a conference of the parties. Oh yes, it is conference of the parties of the UNFCCC. All right, let's grab this. This is nice. And then back up. Let's see if we have better luck here, or if we go to the special page again. Consistently. Interesting.
Chic.
The parties of the UNFCCC 27, I guess then. Or both. Maybe that should be the 2022. Yes, let's go with this. Should pick it up. I'll stick to English and Swedish this times. Let's see what else we can have here. Instance of, I think this is properly done. We should also have this one in the series or something like that. Do we have part of the series? Yes. So we have a little bit of like redundancy, but I think that's the established way of modeling recurring events. I'm a little bit skeptic about the where did it go? The main subject here. Global warming. I would say rather that's the cause. What they're talking about is mitigation and adaptation, like any sort of what do we do now? It's not like they're talking about global warming anymore in the Conference of Presidents parties. Let's check if there's a better item for this. I think I have been using some other item for some parliamentarian documents. Climate mitigation could be something. How does that one look? Oh, there it open. That's climate action might be even better. I think that's generic. Acting in the climate change issue.
Yeah.
I think it's better than global warming. So let's switch this.
But maybe the description there should be in the global warming issue.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming that's what it is.
Yes. There's a bit of confusion here with the terminology because, of course, climate change is a common term that we use, but there's two items we have, and one is called climate change, which is climate changes in general, and then the climate change that is going on right now is called global warming.
Yeah.
So it's really yes. So description on this one should be acting in the global warming issue. Maybe let's see. Let's add that because this could be any though.
Yeah, exactly. That's because if it's for both, for example, if this could also be on something about Little Ice Age, we have the wrong item. But I assume it's not.
Yes. No, it's not. Because no one acted in the issue.
Oh, sure they did.
Well, not to change the climate.
Okay, yeah.
They did adaptation rather, like to survive.
Okay. Right.
There. And if anyone from English Wikipedia disagrees with this, do revert. But this is what I have seen on Wikidata. So I'm going to try it with that. And then we'll go back here and we'll publish this. But I think we're going to see if we can have a... This is interesting. Let's head up to the series here and we'll see if does this one have a cause? Because the entire series should probably have the cause of global warming on it. Facet off. I think that's correct, but we also want cause. So let's see. Has cause? Is that the one? Yes. And global warming. There we go. That's good. And then, of course, one could probably add this to each of them as well, each instance of like every yearly edition. But now at least we have it on the top one. So if someone wants to deduce it, it's also possible through the query. But this is something that I could see where we perhaps might want redundant data and also add it on them. But I'm not going to do it right now. But if someone feels strongly for it, go ahead. Organizer, government. Yeah, yes, that's probably good. There's a website in English, hashtag. Oh, yes. This is very nice. The main regulatory text. Oh, and these are, of course, the voluntary. Oh, no Swedish label. I don't know what this is going to be translated to. But this is the voluntary and non-binding national plans that people are supposed to report on. Oh. So here we probably. So here, main regular. How would we want to say that these are also coming from the Paris Agreement? I think we can say has cause on this. Perhaps even has direct cause.
Is there a has direct cause?
There is.
Wait, what? So
yes.
we have both has cause and has.
Oh yes, and we have three. Cause. We have contribution factor as well. So if there's a very nice help page where you can say something that is sort of like, oh, this is the general underlying thing, and then we can have something that is the actual cause, but then sometimes we have a trigger event, and this would be the trigger event. So that's the direct cause.
Okay.
So we have a very finely grained possibility to model, but I'm not finding it here now. Let's see. Am I not Swedish immediate cause? Has immediate cause there, and there we'll go with Paris Agreement. Grab the right one because there's also an old one here. Really good that we have the descriptions. All right, that's good. That's connected in there. And I also want to show a little bit the user script I made, because I think we talked about me wanting this, and you can see here is a little bit of a new icon, and it's similar. It's in the same place as the easy query, and it's based on the easy query. So thank you everyone who's worked with that. What this does is that it look at the global warming and counts the number of times a property is using it. So most common properties that use global warming as a value, and we see that main subject is the most common with 3,665. We have field of works. That's pretty good. That's probably a number of scientists. We have a lot of causes as well, facets of which we have here. And then I did something that you have shown a couple of times, this with the nested queries, where the query actually produces a query. So if I click this one, I'll do that in a new window. It actually looks for, well, what are all the facets of? So you can actually see those here. Oh, it seems to get missing something here in English. That's quite unusual. Let's see, can we figure out what it is? A minister in France. Oh, so they have some sort of climate change minister in, I can't translate this, but some sort of climate minister. Is that a facet of global warming? I'm gonna change this to field of work.
Yeah.
Now let's see. When I move this, I need to. What was field of work? Did we have that over here? P101. To the same entity, 101. And I move it. So this is the move claim gadget I'm using. And then, of course, if you want to use the user script, here is where it is. I call it common properties. And you could also, on my user talk page, suggest improvements. I'm a very novice. This is my first actual user script I published as a JS. I've only done imports before. So I'm sure it could be a lot better. But I already find it sort of useful, for things seeing this, are there any other things that are ministries than subclasses of? I guess there might be a couple of instances of it, but we might have some other odds. So, of occupation? Yes. Not perfect. We should probably have a specific occupation. Should probably have a specific position held, not just minister. Oh, this is very good. This is good. Very few instances of main subject minister. Oh, that's also interesting. And someone has field of work with ministers? All right.
I guess.
Yes, what would that be? Is it the prime minister who works with other ministers?
Yeah, but some type of support departments and all kinds of things.
Yeah, yes, that's true. Oh, and of course, how nice. This item for the sense means that we have 14 lexemes that points to this one as its meaning. And of course, list of. This was so much fun exploring.
A really good example.
Yeah. Oh, and of course, different from military rank. All right, could be. And then we get a long tail here in the in the bottom with one. Maybe I should do a cutoff. No, I think this is good. All right. So that's why I have this little star over here. Let's get back to COP27. So this was the general. Let's back it up here. I wonder if there's. Let's scroll up and see if I can get any using the recoin thing to see if there's something missing. Sport, no. Winner, no. Part of, no. Number of participants. That could possibly be something. So let's see if we can search. Number of participants, that's going to get, let's add 27. There might be a source for something. I guess there's a information 4. Oh, I saw something. 33,000.
What?
Yes. Have registered. All right. What is this one? This looks like probably based on the same.
Yeah.
Oh, they say there should be some official figures somewhere. But Carbon Brief is a source I've seen before, so I'm going to trust this one. So let's add. Now, how does this one? Add claim. I can't just add a claim. Why not? All right, let's go with this. There we go. So number participant 33,000. No unit there. We'll add a reference URL, and then I'll use the cytoid thing to get some values for it. All right, jump back up. What else do we have? Seems to be very similar to some sports events because we get a lot of sports suggestions here. Motto text. Official name. Official name. We should probably be able to find that out. Even with the source from the website, I guess. So let's open the website. I know it was in here somewhere. There we go. Loading weirdly here. Why do you want me to give me a mobile app? I'm here on a full screen. Introduction. What's COP27? Let's see. I'll go with the 27th. That's the official title. COP27 journal. Yes, let's go with that. So, official. Hey? English. Publish that. What? Citation. All right, let's add that. And now to fill. And jump back up. Attendance. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's the same as the participating. All right, that gives us a few more, but let's also look at last year's and see if there's something in there we added, because I think we edited on it last year. Has been forgotten. And there's images and videos. We're gonna check that later, but that's interesting. Oh, any chairperson. Did we have a chairperson here? Yes, we did. Nice. Oh, there's some auto text I added. Let's check the website again. I guess the first page should be our mobile app is now available. I think that's the the motto text. It's an odd website, I think. Vision? No, not really a motto. Targets? Nah. Accept all cookies. Oh, this is interesting. Here we also have a, or is this the listing of?
Or use the information.
Let's see if there's. Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's a super long list. All right, so this is possibly something for an open refine.
Yeah.
Not too much to edit manually. Goals. I wonder if we could add climate mitigation, climate adaptation, climate finance as goals, because there's a property for goals. It's a bit broad, but let's see what that property is named again.
I think the conference in itself is pretty broad.
Yes.
Considering the number of participants.
That's goal. Yes. So let's see. Climate mitigation, add reference. Then we can use, was that the page? Yes. Fail, and then publish that one. And then we said climate adaptation to global warming. That's the one we want. Also easy here. So actually not going to do the copy version. This is almost quicker.
It's too easy.
Yes. And then I think there's a climate finance, yes, type of investment. No, not there. All right.
Nice.
That's not bad. What else?
Is there something about collaboration as well? Because they had a goal around collaboration, right?
Yes, they did. I mean, I'm pretty sure we have like a collaboration, like a general. The question is, do we have something like climate collaboration? Climate colonialism, that's sort of the opposite. Do you think we should go with just collaboration, the general?
I think it's nicer to have at least 4 items, as there were 4 like broad goals.
Yeah.
And then if someone finds something more specific, they can change it at one point.
Yes, and it's also possible to create better items and replace this one. I think I've said it before, but I like the idea of try to at least move it in the right direction, and then we can narrow it down with time. Because now on, someone might go and make a query and say, oh, this looks wrong. It has collaboration. It should have something more specific. But if it didn't have anything, it wouldn't show up in anyone's query.
Yeah.
Because it's not wrong either.
No, not at all. And previously, if there would just have been 3, it would have been an indication there are just 3 goals here. But they listed 4 on their website.
Yes,
so I think
that's true.
It's nice to have it this way.
Here's an interesting thing. What did the location say here? Sharm el Sheikh. So the question is, do we want to go down to the specific building they're in? Venue?
Are they using one building?
No. I think they're in this entire convention center.
Okay.
Sharm el Sheikh International Convention Center. Let's see if we have an item for that. We might not have it. No. All right. Let's search if we see if we can get anything. No. And if we change this to ICC, probably should have an item for this, because that's better to put, because there's going to be more conferences using it, and it's better to be more specific than just the entire town, even though perhaps this is the entire town because it's such an enormous conference. But I think all the official parts are in there. Edition number, yeah, we had that. Start time, end time. Officially opened by. That's interesting. I am not sure if I've seen anything.
Also something that's very likely for sports events.
Yes. But we found from last year that Boris Johnson was actually opening it in Scotland, in Glasgow. Oh, and it's actually, last year it was 40,000 and only 33 now, so a bit fewer. It seems like we caught a lot of it. Let me do one check on the identifiers here. And do a quick check in Omni. I think that has an identifier, and I'm pretty sure it has been used there. Let's do a quick search. Maybe this is even on something on the first page. Here we have it. Let's see. So COP27, there we have it. That's the tag we want. Let's have a look at the P Omni, how it's... Oh no, that's not gonna work. It can be formatted if it's the slug and or if that's just for us humans. Let's see. No, so it's only this part. All right, that's good. So we'll remove that. Where did it go? Well, let's copy all of this and see if I have another user script actually cleaning this up. So if I'll add Omni, ID, did clean it up. Thank you, Virtue. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. We improved this item a bit, and we did some departures to other places, and some explorations with my user script as well. Yeah.
Neat. Great. So I'm gonna jump straight into it. So lately, I have been using this podcast app, GNOME Podcasts, for language learning in practice, but essentially podcast listening. And they have this task, as it's an open source project, add a discover page. And there's a suggestion here to do that with Wikidata. And use some quality indicators like number of followers, number of Wikipedia pages, and number of AdWords, and so on. So I thought, out from the blue, just see what type of queries we can do and if we can fetch something that would make sense in an app. And then maybe I follow up sometime by implementing it. So I know very little about podcasts on Wikidata. I'm not a big podcast listener. I use it only for language learning. But the good thing here is that the query service, we can find all kinds of things with it. So let's see what podcast looks like. So let's start by selecting all podcasts. Here we go. I guess we can't really have subclasses of podcasts, or could there be? I hope people use main subject instead.
I mean, there could be subclasses for genres, like this is a news podcast or something like that.
Yeah. So let's take that into account.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much it is used, or if it should be used, but I mean, it could be.
Yeah. We can actually check this. We can start by making a query like this, and then we can compare it.
Yes.
Podcast. That's it. So let's run this and have a look at the count. 6,856. So if I remove this and run it again.
5?
So we got 5. Okay.
Yes. All right. We
So
should
I'm gonna
probably
leave it.
fix those 5 instead.
We should probably fix those 5, and I'm gonna leave it like this for now.
Yeah.
Let's get the labels in here. There we go.
That was actually quite a solid, like, evidence for how it is used in practice.
Yeah.
And it's almost like only 1 in 1,000 that is wrong.
No, indeed.
Or different.
Okay. I get a bunch of things here. I, of course, can't recognize any of it.
But it seems plausible.
I'm gonna open one that seems innocent and floss weekly that.
Oh, yes.
And see how it's modeled.
Yes.
Because we need
That's
some type of RS feed.
I think almost up to 600 episodes or something like that.
Oh, that's nice. And here it says things are incorrect because I have a user script doing something right now. It wasn't here earlier today. Okay. It's probably a schema for glaciers or orient years or something like that.
Yeah.
But we can do that. It got main subject. That's nice. And actually we got genre here in its own.
Very nice.
So it should definitely not be an instance of. We got presenters. Language is really nice. We should probably make that a requirement. I don't think I think this one is the important one. Web feed URL, because without that it won't work. So let's see. We got 6,000 here. So let's require the feed as well. Okay, yes, there you go. And I want that selected. Oh, still really good.
Yes.
Way more than we can display in an app on a front page or something like that.
Yes.
We got this social media followers. I'm not a huge fan of that one.
No.
But we got this.
I guess it's also on the Twitter. Yes. There you have it as well. This doesn't look good.
Okay. There is a reason I'm not gonna use that.
Yes.
But instead, I think there was a really good suggestion here. Number of Wikipedia pages, and I think we can just generalize that to site links. To make the query simpler.
As a sort order?
Yeah. And I also wanted language to be a mandatory one. Let's see how language is impacted. A lot of these are probably in English, and one you just need to add data to it. Language of worker name. Whoops.
Oh, you want to filter for English or just list the English? Or the language?
No. I just want the language. But I actually don't even need to select it for now. I just want there to be one specified. Yes. Oh, only 800. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna comment that out, and let's see if we do the ranking here with site links. Let's see if we just edit some of the most known ones to include language. Okay, so we have this special property for number of statements. You can do Wikibase. Let's see. Statements. If you just want to Wikidata statements, but I'm not sure if we have something similar for the site links.
We do. It's just site links.
Oh, it's just site links.
Yes.
I was just about to check the RDF, but I don't need to. so that's just the number of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. It works the same way then. Now we are doing lower camel case here. Number of sightings. And I actually want to select it so I can see it. And then do order by descending. Number of sightings. So 12. Yeah, this probably works pretty well.
Oh, we have something interesting there. There are several feeds.
Yeah. We can deal with that later. Let's see. Let's see how this language filter impacts it. Just gonna look at this for a while and see if I can somewhat memorize them. There we go. Just so I can diff it. Only 800.
I think most of these are the same.
Most of these are the same indeed. There are a little bit of a difference.
Oh, some in 2 languages? Dr. Death?
I assume they are in 2 languages. Let's see. But that we can solve with a distinct one. That's the easy part. Language.
Yes, British and English. Ha!
I assume they're only in British.
No, it could be like if some of the hosts is from
That's annoying. Okay. It seems like we can work with this filter for now.
Yeah.
And it's also, in case you have this strict filtering, it also makes, do you want this podcast you are following to show up? Go edit Wikidata.
Yes.
So let's make that a distinct one. But as we noted earlier, we still will have the problem with multiple feeds. Let's see here. Yeah, here we got 4. And if one is preferred, we would only get that because that's how Wikidata works. So we must assume that they are equal. And then we can actually use a pretty neat RDF or SparkQL function here. We can do sample, which will pick any. In practice with Wikidata, it picks the first one. So we can pick sample feed as the feed.
All right.
And I assume we will need to have an aggregator.
Yes. On everything else then, I guess.
Yeah. And let's do it like that. And let's see. Do we have it? Why am I doing it this way? Group by, and then we do podcast label. Oh, this would be nice if we could actually fill this automatically. Oh, 600, that's nice. So now let's see. We shouldn't really have. Yeah, I don't see any problem here.
Looks really good.
Yeah. And let's see, what more should we do? We should really have some type of artwork. I know they are like really prominent in the app. It's like all you see. So let's see if one of this has an artwork. This might be this probably commonly copyright protected and things like that.
I think the feed supplies an artwork.
Oh. Let's see. Will it open in this browser as it should? Yeah. Yeah, we got an image there, and I assume this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a square.
Yes, I think that's common in.
Oh, that's nice. Let's see what happens if we just try to get one, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
That's just an image, probably not what we want to use. I assume there is a well model. Nope.
Try Wikipedia podden.
Yes.
It's together. One word in Swedish.
There we go. We do have a logo image here, but it's not the square one.
No.
But indeed, that should probably be the property we want to use. So let's see what happens. Logo image. Let's have it up here. Image and here.
Ooh, big drop.
It's a massive drop, yeah. And I think we have run into a bug. Can I see it here? Yeah, it crashed. This is a surprisingly common issue nowadays, that if you select images, the query service can't display anything.
Oh no.
Because some images have broken URIs for some reason. Commons allows you to put all kinds of charters in file names, and something has gone really bad lately. So my way to bypass this is usually, oops, that's not where I want to type. It's to add a limit, because if we don't actually select that one, we won't see. Now when I use selected file, we aren't running into that problematic one. So I can probably tune this up to 10. Still not a problematic one, and I can actually figure out this way which one is the problematic one.
Increase by 1. Yes.
So 15 is okay. I'm not gonna do that, but we're at least gonna have a little bit of data to look at.
Yes.
So 25, and there it crashed.
There we go. Right, between 20 and 25.
Yeah. So let's go with 20 here. Just expect what we, and you could use offset to see all of them as well, but I'm not gonna deal with it. Yeah, so we so it might be tricky to use as well. I expected more of the square ones, so to say. But I actually want to compare this to using the regular image, because I imagine there would actually be a lot of logos there. So we got 34.
Yeah.
Prior to the limit. So let's see if we use the regular one. It's not much better. But let's see if there are logos. Nope. Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
Let's actually change that, because we can. We need to do some editing in the show.
Yes.
It says live editing. Here we got another one. Let's fix that one as well. If there are just few ones like this, that seems to be a logo.
Yeah.
That seems to be the logo. Logo. I'm not sure I'm gonna fix all of this, but I'm gonna leave them open so I can do it later.
Yeah. Mostly correct.
That's unclear to me. I think that's a logo.
Yeah.
That seems to almost be from Wikidata Squarespace.
Yes. Oh, another Swedish one.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
I got some to do. Let's do one of them at least.
Yes.
So I want to. Do I have to move one? Is this
You
the
could.
one?
So it's P154.
P145.
No, 54. 54.
Like that?
Yes.
And then I want to move it. And let's reload. Logo image. Nice. I could imagine there being a user script specific for moving images that you just have a button here and can click this is a logo image and it would move it like that. In case someone got too much time.
It's a good one for a hackathon because it's well.
It's a really good one. Like start, just learn how to make user scripts. I think it has a good scope.
Yes.
So we can't really use the image, I believe, but I think this is still quite relevant. And oops. And I think it would actually be possible to do something with it. Oh, still. Leave things in here. Would be able to do something with this. Something I would like to do is like, what if I say minus here? Do we have like really known podcasts with a lot of site links that do not have the language set? So I want to try minus here to capture the most obvious ones. I think that should work like that. So we got a lot of them, but I'm not. So we got a couple of ones here with like quite a lot of site links or like free. So yeah, let's do Science Friday. And yeah, we do not have a language, but we have a lot of articles. So let's see. I imagine it's gonna say it somewhere. Languages, English. So then someone would be able to go and say, because before including it in an actual app, I think one has to make a couple of queries like this just to get it going. But like that, one more podcast should be around. One thing we should check for is if it has an end date, because it might not be that interesting to subscribe to something that's ended. You would still see historical ones, but maybe not for discovery.
Yes.
So I want to add a minus for that as well.
And do you think they will use end date or dissolved date for that?
When it comes to end date and dissolved, I'm always using both of them.
Yes, that might be.
So if we do VDT and time, and then VDT dissolved. Here I'm always adding the OR pipe here afterwards because autocomplete won't work if you add just one pipe.
Neat little trick.
Yeah, in case it looked odd, but if you just do a space, it will still work. I'm not sure if that made a difference.
I think you lost 2.
I lost 2. That's good. So, like that, I think that's a pretty good one. Something else I would probably do would be to have a limit on this. There's no need to select 600 at a time. Let's select 50. There. We're below second. I think that's reasonable. Yeah, this is really useful, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of my task, I believe. Still, some things might be a little bit tricky, like the images, having to load like all of the RS feeds before we can bring in it and things like that.
Yeah.
Might need a little bit work on that. Maybe if someone goes ahead and like do just go through them and see if they have open licenses.
Yeah. Do you want to show the offset as well? I don't think we have shown it before. So if you want to get the next 50 items.
Yeah, so we can actually combine limit and offset. So as Jan said, if we just want the next 50, we could add 100 here, and we would get the ones we already had and the next ones. But indeed, we might never have shown it. But we can also say offset 50, and then we will skip the first ones and still limit us. So then we can see here we got on 2. So for example, if in case we will have like pages in an app, then we could use this.
So this is what's shown here is essentially number 51 to 100 in the sort order.
Yeah, indeed. So that's a nice one. So I'm gonna share the query with all of you, and then later on I might take on some programming. There we go. And that's my query for today. And having known nothing about modeling podcasts in Wikidata, the query service and this way of working is just so great.
And I think you're actually just skimming the surface, because I think there's also, we saw one when in your search there was a season.
Yeah.
And then I think there are also some episodes.
Indeed.
But of course, not all episodes are notable for Wikidata.
No, indeed. Right.
All right. And we'll be back as usual next. No, we will not be back as usual next. But the next one is going to be number 100. So that's going to be in 2 weeks. We're going to leave you on a little bit of a cliffhanger.
Indeed.
And
episode 100.
Episode 100. And I think we're going to keep it a little bit of a secret.
Yeah.
Still. So in 2 weeks, you will see what we have been planning. And it will be not our regular episode. It will be something different.
Indeed.
And until then, happy editing.
Happy editing.